WWE Backlash results. Jacob Fatu defeated LA Knight, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest to retain the WWE United States title. The match entertaining and athletic. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre were beating the hell out of each other and were using their surroundings as weapons. LA Knight attempted to answer, "We want tables," chants from earlier. As he went to deliver a flying elbow, Solo Sikoa moved LA Knight from the announce table. A mystery assailant attacked LA Knight from the crowd. That man was Jeff Cobb, who got a huge reaction. Lyra Valkyria defeated Becky Lynch to retain WWE Women's Intercontinental title. Becky Lynch removed the turnbuckle pad, only to walk into a Nightwing from Valkyria. Unfortunately, Ka was distracted while trying to reattach the turnbuckle pad, allowing Becky just enough time to kick out. Valkyria won with a roll-up, but an incensed Becky Lynch immediately attacked Lyra Valkyria. Lynch slapped on a disarm her on Valkyria, who appeared to have suffered a legit broken nose. Dominic Mysterio defeated Penta to retain WWE Intercontinental title. Mysterio hit an oblivion to Penta, an ode to Liv Morgan, for a near fall. The Judgment Day hit the ring. Finn Balor had Penta dead to rights with a steel chair, but Balor suspiciously stalled. The referee kicked out Judgment Day, who took a dive from Penta for their troubles. Balor remained on the outside, distracting the ref as El Grande Americano used a loaded mask on Penta. Dirty Dom retained. Gunther defeated Pat McAfee. Many complained about this match prior, but after, everyone owes Triple H an apology. Wow. Gunther was brutal and punished McAfee. In the match, Michael Cole felt bad for the abuse his fellow commentator was taking and he attempted to help but to avail. Gunther locked in a rare naked choke, but McAfee refused to die. McAfee let out one last gasp, elbowing for his life, before finally succumbing to the hold. A perfect match for what it was. After the match, Gunther bowed in respect to McAfee and Cole, then went about his business. John Cena defeated Randy Orton to retain WWE title. This was best described as RKO party where everyone got one. Nick Aldis. Numerous referees. Numerous officials. Orton went for a final RKO on Cena, but R-Truth stopped him. Truth got an RKO for his troubles. Cena low-blowed Orton and followed up with a belt shot. Patton came to, registering the final 3 count. A lot of bells and whistles for what ended up being a highly entertaining match. Now to Lilith and a new concept. Hopefully you will enjoy our what if. Of course, Marvel don't sue us, this concept was around before you.
Welcome to another episode of EveryRing, that's everything wrestling. In the next few weeks, we are going to do a special series of shows called What If. These are scenarios that reflect an alternative universe of results. This week, what if Hulk Hogan won the Our World title? Those young wrestling fans that are not aware of the territory system, there were several wrestling companies. Our was based in the Midwest and ran by Vern Gann and was considered a solid wrestling company that valued amateur wrestling as their guideline. Hulk Hogan was promised the world title and was scheduled to be the man. Nick Bonkwell vs Hulk Hogan. So what if Hogan won? WWE. Vince McMahon was looking to create a new concept in wrestling where instead of territories there is a universal company. In creating this mega power, you need a face for the company. So if Hulk Hogan won the Our title, the key piece would be missing. Hulk Hogan winning the title would keep his service in the Our. Him staying would stop WWF from filling Vince's vision. At the time, WWF was built on the shoulders of Bruno Sammartino and similar to Our wrestlers with amateur background. Bob Backlund was seen as the face of the company and during this time period was the champion for WWF. So Hulk Hogan staying in Our, this will leave a big void in the new company. Vince not having that main guy, where does he go from there? Without that bigger-than-life star, a company would have a hard time. The idea of making one company, the thought process was to buy the best from other companies. Vince would look to the best, but if Hulk was the world champion he would be untouchable, so Vince needed to look elsewhere. Andre the Giant was a star but more of an attraction than a main guy. There was colorful stars but older and already mainstays. So no Hogan WWF would get off with a hiccup and possibly be DOA. Our would ride on Hulk Hogan's coattails and territories would remain and the wrestling landscape would be greatly affected. AEW. Now if territories remained, this would vastly affect the birth of other companies. Now if Hulk Hogan stayed in our, then there wouldn't be a real individual that would be that pop culture icon. So creations of other companies would be vastly affected. Many young stars may not want to go into wrestling. Individuals like MJF, Sammy Guevara and others may not look to being a wrestler. So individuals like Sting, Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes would be local stars, but that limitations would vastly hurt the dream of wrestling. Tony Khan would possibly never fall in love with the concept of wrestling itself, and the trigger of bringing something different would never be. So the exposure of Japanese wrestling and international stars. So no Hogan, there probably will be no Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay or any new wave stars. So without this key point, wrestling would be secluded and struggle to make an impact. Hulk Hogan was a bigger-than-life star that influenced millions, the first star that was recognized outside the wrestling world. Yes, there were Ric Flair and Von Erich family, but still they didn't draw the intriguing pop culture appeal. So Hulk Hogan winning the Hour title would probably mean no creation of AEW, ECW or ROH. There wouldn't be an alternative to anything. The fact there wasn't a necessary need for an alternative. So cruiserweights would be lost and organizations like AEW wouldn't even be a pipe dream. So the likes of Young Bucks, Adam Cole and Darby Allin would be considered unfathomable. Wrestling was always considered for hulking stars, so these individuals would not be a thing. So no Yes Movement, no Boom Movement, no Superkick Party, TNA. This would be intriguing because the invention of TNA was Jeff Jarrett's discussed in WWE's treatment of his legacy. What many don't know, Jeff Jarrett was born into wrestling and he was keen on the subject. So his creation of a company was in spite, but if Vince never got where he was, TNA possibly happened. So this is very impactful. No TNA would mean no AJ Styles, no Samoa Joe, and no X Division. This may be more dramatic, but without the spite of Jeff's hatred, he would be just doing the territory system. No WWF, then looking for millions of dollars would never be happening. Territories were famous for hot dog and handshake, where no one was guaranteed millions but barely getting by. So Hulk Hogan winning the Hour title would be the biggest impact against the evolution of wrestling as an entertainment powerhouse. So the domino effect would be damaging. No WrestleMania, no bigger-than-life stars, no rock and wrestling phenomenon, no Undertaker, The Rock or Stone Cold, no international interest, no women revolution. So what if could be the biggest impact in everything we know? Programs like this wouldn't even be a thing. So Hulk Hogan is hated today and some is justified, but remember he was part of the necessary evil. You see the likes of CM Punk, Seth Rollins and whatnot wishing ill will to Hogan, but without him they would probably working in town halls barely making enough money. So the road to heaven leads to perdition. Well, that's another episode of EveryRing. That's Everything Wrestling. As mentioned, we are going to go through several of these scenarios where we question what if.
Wow. What an amazing week of wrestling and another awesome subject. What if is a great way to think about what could have been. Unfortunately, we start with sad news. The passing of the hardcore legend Sabu. Born Terry Brunk, nephew of the original Sheik, and was a true inspiration for his style and character. He was known for his trademark style of hardcore wrestling, which he pioneered in his time with Extreme Championship Wrestling (ECW) from 1993 to 2000. He was a three-time world champion, having held the ECW World Heavyweight Championship twice and the NWA World Heavyweight Championship once. Known as the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac. Just recently had his retirement match against Joey Janela. So rest in peace. Let's go to so good news. Congrats to Damian Priest entering the Bronx Hall of Fame. This is quite an honor and deservingly so. Congrats to Montez Ford. He's been inducted into the Boys and Girls Club of America Alumni Hall of Fame. Montez Ford is charismatic and deserving of this honor. More good news. The Miz has been named the host of the newest iteration American Gladiator. The Miz is the perfect fit to host the show. In AEW, it was reported Willow Nightingale has resigned with the company and will continue to be the face of the company. In a sad note, Jim Ross has been diagnosed with colon cancer. We are sending out our best wishes and quick recovery. Reading the stickers. You are well aware of Gabe Kidd's surprise appearance at Spring Breaking where he assisted Jon Moxley in retaining his world title. So much stuff. So let's get into matches of the week and wrestlers of the week. Matches of the week. WWE. WWE Women's World Champion Io Sky and Rhea Ripley vs. Roxanne Perez and Julia. With the 4 greatest representations of the women's division in one match, it can only be great. Only unfortunate thing was the outcome. Roxanne and Julia should have garnered the win, but nonetheless it was great. NXT Champion Oba Femi Def. Charlie Dempsey, non-title match. A complete opposites in wrestling styles, but it was wonderful when mixed. Again Obi Femi is displaying his dominance and is the real deal of greatness. Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, vs. #Dear, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Again the tag team division on SmackDown is top notch and thus didn't disappoint. Fraxium again looked amazing and are still perfect on the main roster. AEW. AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Match, Toni Storm vs. Mina Shirakawa vs. Sky Blue vs. AZM. Toni Storm again continues to be the MVP of AEW. Then you put together a very talented and athletic women's division stars, you get a love letter to wrestling. TNA. Number 1 contender for the International Championship. Matt Cardona vs Elijah vs Mance Warner vs Ace Austin. Just a great display of different styles while still embracing brutality. Wrestlers of the week. Jeff Cobb. Debuting and collecting his first win in the WWE. His new name will be JC Mateo, but no matter the name, he's an amazing powerhouse. Mina Shirakawa. Number 1 contender for AEW Women's World title and being the newest free agent signing. Matt Cardona. Becoming the number 1 contender for the international title and proving himself one of the most successful non-contracted wrestler. Wow, that's another week of EveryRing. That's everything wrestling. Hopefully you will enjoy the next couple of weeks while we are going to look at the biggest what-ifs. As always, thank you for your viewership, and if you want to be part of the show, please send us any topics you want to discuss by emailing us at everything@gmail.com. As always, you can like, follow and subscribe on various outlets. YouTube to watch out content or Facebook to get the most updated news. As always, let's wrestle. Chalo kushti le den.
Wrestling is something special, as you can see our human element dealt with a lot of superstars. King Kong Bundy, a wrestler deserving WWE Hall of Fame. Sherry Martel was an amazing person who helped revolutionize the women's division. The Crusher, who Milwaukee famous, was a classic star. Puppet the Midget was a bigger-than-life superstar who is both engaging and ahead of his time. Wrestling is life and we want to push it forward.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 14, Kenosha Community Television. Remember to tune into my program, Just Talkin', shown right here, Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. on Channel 14. On the program, we cover community events, talk to nonprofit organizations, and who knows, we may bump into a celebrity now and then. So remember to tune in to Just Talkin' Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. right here on Channel 14.
You are watching Kenosha Community Media. We provide you with education, media, and entertainment, while you provide us with the means to teach, entertain, and communicate. Thank you for allowing us to grow. See what's next for Kenosha Community Media.
Hey Bambinos! Do you like movies?
I sure do. I like other movies.
Yeah, we have a new show called What the Heck Are We Watching?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, it's a show that we review movies for coming weeks.
No, what are we watching? You said what the heck are we watching? You tell me.
We're watching the movies.
Oh, that's so right. We're watching the movies. Hey, you knew we were doing this promo. How come you didn't put your shoes on? That's a little unprofessional, no?
Because of where we like to be freelancing. And we, every Friday at 5 and Saturdays at 10:30, you can listen to our reviews.
We have a great reviews. We're better than those other jabronis that used to do the reviews, huh?
Yeah, if you like Sikoa and Ebert, you'll love us better. What the heck are we doing? Oh, watching.
I don't know what we're doing half the time either, but what the heck are we watching?
What the heck are we watching? We go over movies, we give them thumbs up, thumbs down, if we like them, and basically, we tell you if you want to go see a movie or not.
That's alright, and the most important message you get from the show is, visit your grandparents,
Yeah.
It takes 10 to 15 minutes, just go see them, give them some a kiss, some of the hugs, and go to visit, huh?
So, on Fridays at 5.
And Saturday mornings at 10:30, go.
What the heck are you doing? Watching?
What are you doing right now? It's what the heck are we watching? Sorry, my wife is suffering some dementia, but it's a what the heck are we watching?
What the heck are we watching? Bye, Bambinos!
Now, my question I have to ask now, where the heck are we parking, right?
Service!
Alright.
Hey kids! Do you guys like cartoons?
I love cartoons!
Do you like to see the old classic cartoons that your families were raised with?
I would love to, but where can I watch those at?
Well, we're bringing back classical cartoons with Mr. Bunker's Cartoon Apocalypse, where we resurrect old cartoons.
Oh, when is it on?
On Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. and Sunday mornings at 10:30, where you get to see classic cartoons like Betty Boop.
I love Betty Boop.
Popeye.
Big Popeye fan.
We have great Huckle and Jekyll.
Oh, I love those.
So Kenosha Community Media is bringing back the classical cartoons with Mr. Bunker's Cartoon Apocalypse.
Question, does Mr. Bonkers have any friends on that show?
He has a lot of friends. We're hosting with Chalk and Manimal, but he has great friends like Chef Luigi.
I'm going to stop the kids.
He has Peanut the Peacock.
Hello, kids.
He has Cinnamon the Ape.
What's going on, brothers?
And his friend that also hosts a different show, it's Klutz the Clown.
Hey, kids, it's tough being a clown.
So if you enjoy cartoons, if you want to watch something that's whimsical and nostalgic, please tune into Mr. Bonker's Cartoon Apocalypse, Saturdays and Sundays, Saturdays at 10, Sundays at 10:30. And we would enjoy to join us because you could be our circus freaks. Bye, kids.
Goodbye, kids.
Just turned heel. hosted by Danger Dan and Diablo Angelico, as seen on EveryRing That's Everything Wrestling. Behind the curtain look at professional wrestling. A gritty shoot style of interviews where we look at various aspects of wrestling. Ever wanted to know what an indie star needs to do to get their foot in the door? Ever wanted to know what a booker does? Ever wanted to know the purpose of a referee is? Just Turned Heel will plunge into the world of wrestling and look at every facet. Just Turned Heel, YouTube exclusive, starting January 28, 2024.
Beware, take care. The little green dragon sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys, puppy dog tails, and big, fat snails. Beware! Pull the string! Pull the string! Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater can be viewed on Saturdays at 9 o'clock, Tuesdays at 3 o'clock, and Fridays at midnight. All right, ghoulies, you tune in. You won't be let down.
You haven't seen horror till you've seen horror of the crying skull. See teenagers getting killed. See horror coming at you every scene and a skull. See the skull coming at you. The skull, and hear her cry. I hope you enjoy the horror of the crying skull.